So, let's start. Natasha, tell me about the Middle English in general.
English started in 1066 with the Norman conquest. Normans came from France, so they spoke French. They brought the feudal system. The society divided into three classes. Ruling class, represented by a king and nobility, they spoke French. Peasants, they spoke English. Clergy or church, they spoke Latin at the services.
Good. Okay, Marina, tell me please about the society before the Norman conquest.
The society before the Norman conquest divided on king, nobility, free people, and serfs.
Serfs. Very good.
Serfs.
And now, after the Roman conquest, how did this?
After the Roman conquest, we see that free people became
Peasants.
peasants. Yes.
And all power was in the hands of the king.
And king, yes. Peasants are not free.
Okay, Mary, enough.
We see feudal pyramid of power.
Yeah, thank you. Vera, tell about the 100 Years' War.
After the 100 Years' War with France, England lost its territories in France and became independent. The French language lost its power and the English language started developing.
So, and we see the example of it in Canterbury Tales. Please tell me about the end of the Middle English and the beginning of the modern age.
The last famous event in Old English was the invention of the printing press. It helped fix the language norms. Also, it helped to popularize the London dialect, and so the information was spread quicker, and it led to the modern age.
Very good. Let's now compare Old English to Middle English. Natasha.
Is the earliest historical form of the English language. Middle English developed out of Old English after the Norman conquest.
Good, Marina.
Used from 1400s to 11th centuries. Modern Middle English is used from 11th
11th century
to 14th centuries.
Actually 15th even. Okay, next.
Old English didn't have a fixed word order, but Middle English had a fixed word order.
Anya?
In Old English, nouns and verbs had many inflectional forms and endings, but Middle English simplified many inflectional forms.
Good. Okay. Natasha.
Old English had dative and instrumental cases. Middle English shifted to prepositional constructions.
Good. Marina.
Old English has very different from modern English. Middle English has somewhat similar to modern English.
Very good. Okay, Lera.
Old English vocabulary was influenced by Latin and Germanic languages. Modern English vocabulary related to law, religion, etc. was influenced by French.
Okay, Anya.
Old English originally used a runic system. It was later replaced by a Latin script. Middle English developed a standard.
Okay, good. And now let's go to our book and describe Middle English using our book. Natasha, start.
Historical events. In 1066, the Norman conquered Britain. They came from northern France. For the next 300 years, people spoke French and English in Britain. The ordinary people spoke English and the aristocracy spoke French.
Good. Anya, next.
So Middle English experienced influence of three languages. They are Old English, Norman French, and Latin. Old English was the language of the lower class. It was spoken by the peasants. So now there are 26% of English words in modern English, but they are most frequently used. Old English words are most everyday words. For example, mom, son, dad, apple, bed. Norman French was the language of the upper class. It was spoken by the king and nobles. So now there are many French words in English connected with law, court, justice, army, cooking. For example, continue, enter, beef. And Latin language was Latin was the language of the church. It was also the language of science. Latin words in the English language are solar, lunar, military.
Good. Bert, next. Mhm.
Middle English has such structure, divided four groups: nouns, verbs, pronouns, and adjectives. Nouns lost grammatical gender and cases, now ending s serve to form genitive case and plural forms. Verbs preserved the division into strong and weak, as the progressive tense developed, passive forms developed. Pronouns, dual forms were lost. The four cases, nominative, genitive, accusative, and dative were preserved. Adjectives lost all distinctions between strong and weak forms and between cases.
Okay, good. Natasha, and what was the main, what was the main change in spelling during the Middle English time?
Just as French words were borrowed, so too were French spelling conventions. Middle English started using them. Also, they started writing W. This symbol G appeared. The sound which did not occur initially in Old English was introduced.
Okay, enough for this. And what do we need to remember? What is really important? That the digraphs, the digraphs appeared. What are digraphs? The 3 or 2 letters for one sound. And they introduced letters for vowels, E, I, and so on, and letters for consonants, ch, j, and so on. Good. Marin, tell us about the literary examples.
The main at the beginning of the Norman Conquest, the legends of Robin Hood. In the 15th century, the Canterbury Tales by Geoffrey Chaucer.
Yeah, so, and
The
they
Canterbury-
developed already. So in Canterbury Tales, we see that already the language was
English.
English. Yeah,
English.
so with lots of French. Okay, thank you.